Today is January 8th, 10:32 in the morning, and I am now going to explain the final follow-up part to the Belchertown saga. As everybody knows, on September 27th, 2020, I was in Belchertown, Mass. This is the day Michael Boudry pulled a knife on me, the day when the crowd was just overall very violent. This was the day when I got maced. This is the day that they stole my GoPro from me.
There you go. Yeah, bro. USB. There you go. USB. Get the USB out of it. There you go.
And also the day that the police refused to do literally anything. No arrest was ever made, nothing like that. So I already made a part 2 to this saga where I went to everybody's houses and I doxed them. Who remembers the secondary fake account that I had created over Thanksgiving of 2020? This is when I had added all of the people from the Belchertown, Palmer area, and when I was posting a lot about how I was going to fuck up Michael Boudry's life by making sure everybody knew what a piece of shit he was, and when I was doxing all of the bikers and all of that entire crowd. Somebody who I had added had responded to all of the Facebook posts about her, and not only had responded, but was also engaging several people. Probably like 20 people were engaging her, and she was responding to all of them. And the threads were several hundred comments long. And then after that, I released the secondary follow-up video where I went to everybody's houses. In that video, one of the houses I went to was the home of what I believe to be Michael Boudry, who is married to, so by proxy, it's also her house. After I went to her house and released her address, she commented in the thread that she was going to take out a harassment order against me. I remember responding something along the lines of, haha, you wanted to act tough and talk all that shit. Now that you know I know where you live, you want to act like a crybaby and get a harassment order. I was never served a harassment order from her, though. I was never given any sort of documentation or paperwork. After that happened, I think that was probably October, November. That was probably mid to late November. Maybe early December when that happened. Maybe the 2nd to 10th. Yeah, no, I'm sorry. Maybe the 2nd to the 3rd week of December, somewhere around mid-December, I called Belchertown Police Department again. After numerous emails, after numerous phone calls, I got a hold of the chief. Hello, Steven speaking on a recorded line.
Yeah, Belchertown Police, Chief Pronovost, what can I do for you?
Hi, I'm the guy who got robbed at the Belchertown Commons on September 27th.
I'm fully aware who you are, Steven. What can I do for you?
I'd like to know what the latest is and why I had property that was never returned to me that day. And Munson Police Department, when the exact same thing happened the day before, they pressed criminal charges, and I'd like to know what's going on and why nobody is doing anything about this.
Okay, we've explained this to you several times, Steve.
Yep.
And the merits on the facts based what happened here, we're not bringing charges. I've told you that before.
Why?
I'm telling you it again. So you don't need to call here and inquire about it anymore.
Why isn't anything being done? Why was there nothing done? The exact same thing happened the day before in Munson. The exact same thing.
Well, I can't speak to Munson, Steve. I can only speak to here. And the facts of this situation, we're not bringing charges. So if you want to bring them, you can go to Eastern Hampshire District Court. We've explained how to do that for you.
Right.
We've provided you with. Let me finish. We provided you with everything. I'm done speaking to you about this. You have some pressing charges, as I'm sure you're aware, right?
Excuse me?
You have some charges against you for violating a harassment order.
What are you talking about?
You haven't been served with a summons yet?
What?
Yeah, you have some charges that are going to be pending. Apparently, you violated a harassment order. I don't have the details, but
I have a harassment order with who? Wait, what do you mean? What are you talking about?
All right, I'm not going to get into it with you because I can't speak to you about it. You can contact your attorney or whatever. But I'm here to tell you, don't call here. Don't bother me or anyone in this department about this situation anymore, okay? We're going to leave it at that, okay? I was courteous enough to call you back. and I don't get the same courtesy back from you. So we're going to leave it there, and you know what to do. We've explained it to you many times, okay? Anything else I can do for you?
Can you explain to me why there are no criminal proceedings going on with this? Why there's no criminal charges brought?
Yes, based on the facts of the incidents of that day, that's the decision that was made. It's not an uncommon situation, not an uncommon situation at all. And again, you know what the recourse is. You can go over to court. You have other remedies. You can seek your own. But that's about all I'm going to get into.
Okay, so what's a criminal charge with a harassment order? What do you...
Again, I'm not going to go there, but I would just say, you should watch what you're doing. Okay, I'm just going to give you that advice. But get a hold of your attorney, talk to them, and I'm sure you'll see that if you haven't already. So, all right.
Is there a summons for me?
Anything else I can do for you?
Is there a summons out for me?
I'm not going to go there, Steve. I'm not going to go there. And again, I've been courteous to you, which you have not extended to me. So I think my extension of courtesy is about come to an end. So I appreciate if you don't bother me here anymore at this police station or any of the other officers. We've explained your options, and if not, then we're going to seek a complaint here. I've responded to you in every regard. You made officer complaints. We investigated them. I responded to you. That's about all I can get into.
Who should I talk to about the criminal charges for harassment?
I don't know. Talk to your attorney.
I mean, I haven't. Okay, all right. I don't have any like.
I'm sure that if you think long and hard, you'll know what it's probably about. So you'll probably be able to figure it out. But again, it's nothing I can get into here.
Is it something to do with? Right? Is it something that I can get a police report over from Belchertown Police or?
Again, nothing I'm gonna get into here. I'm just giving you a heads up. All right. So I gotta run. I give you a courtesy of a call back. I'd appreciate it if you just leave us alone.
Well, about the harassment charge though, is there a police report over this that I can have?
I think when you go to court, when you get something, you'll get it. That's about all I can tell you.
Okay. All right. Well, thanks.
All right.
Yep.
All right. You have a good day.
Yep. Bye. What the fuck?
This is probably around December 15th, I think. I did record this phone call, but unfortunately this phone call, the only copy of it was on the hard drive that I had dropped, that I posted about on Facebook about how I needed somebody to help me fix a hard drive. The phone call went something like this. The chief of police basically told me that if I ever called him again, not basically, he literally said that if I call him again, he's going to file harassment charges against me for repeatedly calling. He said that I need to accept that nobody was ever arrested and that that's just the way things are. It doesn't matter what happened in Munson the day before, but he wasn't planning on arresting anybody, and that I just need to get over it. He then went on to say that I was going to be arrested for violating a harassment order. And I said, what? What do you mean violating a harassment order? I was from who? And he said, you need to call your lawyer. And I said, I don't have a lawyer. What are you talking about? And he goes, you're going to be issued a summons for a violation of a harassment order. And I said, I was never issued a harassment order. How can I be issued a summons for violating a harassment order if I was never issued the harassment order in the first place? And he said, call your lawyer. If you keep calling me, you're going to be arrested. So, to recap, the person who robbed me with a knife was not arrested. The woman who maced me was not arrested. When I exposed these people for their shitty behavior, they took out harassment orders against me. I was never issued them. And then by continuing to post on Facebook about what shitty behavior they engage in, I was issued a summons for my arrest. And so, who remembers David Mazza? From September 26th in Munson, Massachusetts. He is the guy who walks up to my friend Jeremy and rips the GoPro out of his hand. He was actually, yes, issued a summons for an arrest a few weeks later. He was not arrested on scene. However, I was arrested for suction cupping the dildo to my head. A few weeks after that event took place, I filed a civil suit against him. The civil suit was for, I think, $2,000, which was the value I placed on the footage, the content from that day, because he took the memory card and smashed it or did whatever with it. I never got the memory card back, but it did get the GoPro back. After I filed the civil suit, I honestly, I forgot all about it because I have so many lawsuits and so many court dates and so many arrests going on right now that I lost track of them all. The state of Massachusetts, though, is very hard to keep track of things online. The system, the online website is very confusing. You have to select individual courthouses. You can't just type in your last name and everything regarding you pops up. So I have a friend of mine who is amazing. She's a paralegal. She works in the courts. She has been helping me through everything. All of the paperwork processes, all of the harassment order processes. She's been telling me step by step, just basically holding my hand and leading me through everything. You need to go to this courthouse, you need to email this person, you need to call this person. I don't want to release who she is, but to you, thank you so much for everything you have done, because without you, I could never have done this. So today's January 8th, right? Over the last week, I remembered the civil suit with David Mazza, and I said, hey, I forgot all about this. Is there any way you can kind of find out any information for me? The website's really confusing. And she looks into the system and sees that the state had a hearing for me that I was never told of. The information online was never put in regarding my Zoom hearing, because all of the hearings are over the phone. I never was given any of the information for the Zoom ID number or whatever it was, the phone number to call in. None of it was ever listed online. There's evidence now to show that the state fucked up. Someone fucked up on their behalf. Then this morning, a couple hours ago, she's looking into it again, and she finds other things regarding just my identity. Not anything regarding the civil suit in David Mazza. And as of January 7th, 2020, yesterday, in the middle of the day, I was issued a criminal summons for violation of a harassment order. And it's regarding the Facebook post, the thread. She was engaging all of the people, and I repeatedly engaged her, and then I said that, oh, now you want to take out a harassment order against me, you crybaby. I didn't even know, though, that this had been issued yesterday. It was just, nope, the Belchertown Police Department never called me, never emailed me. They have all of my contact information. They have my address. They never mailed me anything. She just happened to kind of find this just by stumbling upon it. So I was robbed again, pepper sprayed, and then after all of that happened, no arrests were made, and I'm now being arrested for violating the protective order. The state has fucked up so badly, and then also made it so impossible for me to do anything. I can't even tell the world what shitty people these people are, and I'm now being arrested for that. I honestly never want to go back to that town ever again. The courts have completely failed me. Obviously, it's a state-provided service. What should I expect, really? And obviously, the police failed that day. As of right now, January 8th, 10:46 a.m., I am currently banned on Facebook. So please share this video on YouTube. There's literally nothing else to do. Oh, and also, the town of Belchertown, Massachusetts does not have a mayor. They have what are called a Board of Selectmen. The entire Board of Selectmen knows. I emailed them the video. A few of them did respond, a few of them did not. And also, the district attorney for the state of Massachusetts for that area knows about the entire event. A guy named Matt, I don't know how to pronounce your last name, Matt, I'm sorry, who has been very involved and wanting to know what's going on with this entire process. He emailed that district attorney and emailed them the link to the Belchertown video. And the guy responded. He sent me a screenshot of the email and he said, Belchertown Police Department is aware of this incident. The courts are handling it, and that was it. So I've done all of the steps. I told the police on scene. The police on scene told me that I needed to file what is called a private citizen's criminal complaint. I filed that. After repeatedly contacting the courts and the clerk magistrate for Belchertown, he finally called me back and left me a voicemail saying, your criminal complaint has been denied.
Stephen Schaefer, this is the clerk from the Belchertown Court. I'm calling to leave you a message and inform you that your application for criminal complaint has been denied. There will be no further process in this court on this matter.
I couldn't fucking believe it. I immediately called him back. Here's the phone call of that.
To reach the clerk's office, press 1. Clerk's office.
Hi, good afternoon. My name is Stephen Schaefer. The clerk magistrate just called me and left me a voicemail telling me to call him back.
Can you hold on a moment?
Yes.
Okay, he said he left a message with what you needed to know.
Right, but there's no explanation of why. I don't know why this is being denied.
He doesn't have to give an explanation. He just said the process is denied.
That's it. It's just denied. There's no explanation as to what I should do now or why or nope, nothing at all.
I can't give you any advice. I'm not an attorney.
Okay. Can I
You should
talk to him?
contact an attorney.
Right. And can I talk to him?
He's unavailable at the moment.
Oh my God. Can you ask him if he'll talk to me?
I did ask him when I put you on hold, and he's unavailable to take your phone call. He said he left the message saying that the process was denied, and I don't know what else to tell you.
Okay. All right.
Okay?
Thanks.
You're welcome.
Honestly, it makes me not want to fill it out a second time, though. Oh, and now the district attorney knows of the entire event. The step after that is to notify the district attorney. I notified him. He referred me back to the police. Nobody has done anything about this. I was robbed by a guy with a knife. And then I was robbed a second time. It's perfectly on camera, larceny from person, which is a felony, an aggravated form of larceny in the state of Massachusetts. The entire system has said, no, no, no. We're not going to do anything about it. And when I simply just tried to alert the local community to what shitty people they are, I'm being arrested for that. That's the entire final follow-up to the Belchertown saga. All right, I can hear you now.
Okay. I just want to tell you, we spoke with Belchertown PD and have a copy of their report. We're a major crime unit. We're like a homicide type unit. This isn't the type of thing that we normally get involved with, and Belchertown has already investigated it. You can take a copy of that report and go to the court, and if you want to seek a complaint, you can seek a complaint that way. But this isn't the type of thing that we get involved with. If you're not content with what Belchertown did, I mean, there must be a complaint process or something that you can do, but this isn't our kind of thing, you know what I mean?
I understand what you're saying, that it's not what you deal with. The only thing is that I'm not from Massachusetts. I am, though, familiar with the private citizen's criminal complaint. They told me how to do that, and I did that. I went to the courthouse, I filled out all the paperwork, and then they didn't pursue the charge. The court didn't either. And the thing is I still have property missing, and the police are refusing to do anything, and the courts are too. Like, I was robbed. It's on camera. I have a video of it.
Yeah, if the courts aren't going to do anything, I can't help you. You know what I mean? Because if I go to court, they're going to do the same thing to me. They're going to say, hey, there's no crime here. I'm not sure why they don't agree with that. But, you have a police report that documented the incident. I have no idea if politics are involved with this. I don't even want to insinuate that, but I mean, that's what it kind of, I don't know, but this is the type of thing that the state police detective unit is going to get involved in. It's just not our thing. Like I say, you have a report from the police, pursue the avenue of the courts. I don't know what else to tell you. I mean, that's the way to go with these types of situations.
All right. Yeah, I don't know what to do from here. So.
I mean, they documented what you told me. I mean, they wrote a fairly thorough report of what occurred. If the court said no to you, I don't know why. If I write up the same report, they're going to say, "Oh, in that case, we're going to do something." You know what I mean? Like, the court has a discretion to what type of cases to pursue. And if no one's under arrest, which no one will be at this point in time, here we are, 4 months later, no one will be under arrest. The court, they have discretionary prerogative to screen cases out for whatever reason they deem. That's beyond me. That's they're a whole separate branch of government.
Got it. Is there a way that the state police could get involved? Maybe not you or your office. I understand that you're a homicide detective, but is there an office that could handle this?
I don't believe so, because you have a police report that did this. Our job isn't to look over the local PDs and say, hey, you didn't do a good job, or we want to take this over. Our job is to assist PDs with investigations that they handle towns that don't have police departments. Here you have a police report that documented what happened. This isn't a police thing. This is a court side of the thing. You know what I mean?
So why aren't the police filing the charges then?
Pardon me?
Why aren't the police filing the charge? Because I feel like it's both. I understand what you're saying, it's a court thing, but the courts are telling me, and the thing is the guy who called me back, the clerk magistrate from Belchertown, he left me a voicemail saying, I've denied your complaint, and then when I called back to ask him why, he refused to tell me. He said, I'm not obligated to tell you that. I mean, I really like I have property that's still missing. It's a monetary value. It's very expensive. I don't, I'm really perplexed by this. I just don't understand.
I don't get it either. Like I said, you have a police report documenting the incident. You say you have a video of it. The court, again, they have discretionary prerogative. They can say, hey, this isn't something that we want to take. I'm not really sure what your avenue path that is, because, again, they screen things out. The clerk, that's the process. They call it probable cause hearing. And he finds whether there's probable cause to charge a person or not. And if he says no, there's nothing the police can do about it. He's an independent arbiter of the facts, and his job is to be independent of the police. When we bring stuff to him, the police will bring stuff to him. We get a show cause hearing, and if they say, hey, we don't think you have it, we don't have it. There's nothing. I guess you can dig deeper, but I don't know what you're going to dig deeper for. I mean, you haven't documented the guy's name. What happened? You say you have a video of it. I don't know why the court isn't willing to issue the complaint, but I can't do anything about that. That's their branch of government.
Right, I get it. One last question for you. From your personal experience, is this, kind of a bizarre situation to you, or does this seem like about how it normally goes other times that you've heard of? Or
the clerk, they're independent. They look at things. There's things like docket, how busy they are. There could be stuff with COVID. Courts aren't at full strength because of COVID, so there could be a number of factors at play. It's, every time I go to the clerk, they don't give me everything I want. I go for search warrants, and they say, hey, we don't think you have it or whatever, and I think they're wrong, but that's their job, And so we either punt or we dig deeper and try to find more to add. So it's not a super common thing, but it's definitely not uncommon. You're not the first person to ever tell me this. That's for sure.
I'm not? Okay. All right. Well,
Yeah, like I said, it seems kind of strange to me. It sounds like, you have the stuff that's there. And usually these show cause hearings, a lot of the times the person, you get a summons to appear, and you can say, hey, I don't know if you missed your summons. If you missed your summons, then you kind of missed your chance. If they told you, hey, we want to listen to you tell your spiel, on February 5th, and you weren't there, they'll throw the complaint out for that reason. I don't know if you missed,
the thing about that, the thing is there was never a hearing, though.
Yeah, I don't know. There must have been some type of hearing, whether you got invited to it or not. Again, that's the court's prerogative, how they do that, but they at least have to review it. A clerk magistrate, who's a lawyer, basically, reviews it for probable cause to say, which is more likely than not, that's the standard, to charge someone. Is it more likely than not that Mr. Boudry, stole your GoPro camera? And that's all he's got to say. And if it's more likely than not, that's all it is. It's not, proof beyond a reasonable doubt is a much higher burden. That's at trial. For the clerk to determine that there should be a charge, all it is whether it's more likely than not that this occurred. But there's supposed to be some type of hearing. Again, he might have just reviewed the complaint and said that he didn't need to talk to anybody. I'm not really sure. Again, that's the court side of the house.
Is it possible they could have denied it just because it was kind of confusing to me, and I've never done this before, and again, I'm not an expert, so they handed me a book that was about the size of 6 dictionaries put together. It was a binder. They said, flip through this, find the penal codes, and list it. Is it possible that I just, put a wrong penal code, and then it could have been dismissed for that? They didn't tell me. The guy said, I'm not obligated to tell you why. So I'm just, I would want to do this again.
Down, they're going to say, you don't have it. Every crime, there's elements of the crime. So, if I say murder, you'll just have to be a dead person, it has to be unlawful killing of another with malice and forethought. So you have to prove that someone killed someone else with malice, which is bad intent, and with the intention, malice, and premeditation. So if you don't have those things, they're going to say, hey, no, you're not getting the complaint. They can be, they're technically not supposed to be your lawyer saying, well, you're missing this element or that. So, if you put down charges that they don't think were right, And again, they're not going to counsel you.
Right.
They should kind of give you a hint, like, hey, look, that's not a robbery. That's larceny from a person or something to that effect. But maybe the guy that called you, there's more than one clerk. Maybe the junior clerk was told by the senior clerk to give the guy a call. I mean, there could be any things at play, to explain. I mean, if you really out that much, you really care that much, maybe it's worth a drive to Belchertown. I know you live down in Britain, but maybe it's worth a drive up to speak. And but I don't know. Again, they're an independent arm. I can't speak for how they necessarily do things or what their rules are because they're a different branch of government. So.
All right. Well, I appreciate the callback. I wrote it off. I was like, whatever. He didn't want to deal with it. But no, you called me back, so I'm happy.
Yeah, no, I looked into it, and then I got a little bit busy. Things that went a little bit different for me, but just want to reach out back to you and let you know that I looked into it, and that's what I have for you. Okay, sir.
Thank you very much. Have a great day.
All right, good luck.
Yep, you as well.